All right, today we're going to get into something that is, well, it's a really interesting and honestly, sometimes frustrating dynamic that plays out in so many relationships. We're calling it the paradox of the useful man. Let's just dive right in.
So, let me ask you this. Does this sound familiar? You're the one. You're the reliable one, the problem solver, the person everybody knows they can count on. But does that reliability sometimes feel like it's a one-way ticket to just being taken for granted? The heart of this whole thing, it really comes down to this super important distinction. The difference between being needed for what you do and being desired for who you are. And believe me, they are not the same thing at all.
It all really starts with this idea we're calling the provider's paradox. This is where the problem really starts to take shape.
So, who is this useful man? I mean, it's an archetype we all recognize, right? This is the person who fixes the leaky faucet, who gives solid advice, who's always there in a crisis. Their whole identity can get wrapped up in their competence and what they can do for others.
This quote just perfectly captures it. When you're as dependable as a pillar holding up the roof, people just stop seeing you. You're essential, for sure, but you just blend into the structure of things. Your presence isn't celebrated, it's just assumed.
And really, this whole dynamic boils down to a conflict between two really powerful forces, utility and desire.
Okay, just look at this table. It separates these two worlds so clearly. On one side, you've got utility. It's all about doing things. It answers a practical need, it provides safety and stability. And what's the result? You are needed. But desire? Oh, that's all about being. It sparks a feeling, it creates excitement and connection. And the result of that? You are wanted. They are operating on completely different levels.
So, think of utility as, well, it's basically a series of transactions. There's a problem, and you've got the solution. The car breaks down, you fix it. Bills are due, you pay them. It's logical, it's practical, and it is incredibly important. I mean, it's the foundation of a stable life. But desire isn't transactional at all. It is purely emotional. It doesn't solve a problem, it creates an experience. It's about inspiring laughter, going on a spontaneous adventure, or just having a moment of deep intimacy where you feel truly seen for who you are, not just for what you can do. Now, when we start to confuse these two things, or worse, believe that doing one automatically gets you the other, we fall right into what we can call the invisibility trap.
And here's exactly how it happens. It starts with you being consistent, always solving problems. Pretty soon, that reliability, it just becomes an expectation. It's the new normal. And then the effort you put in, the how you do it, just becomes assumed. It disappears. And eventually, you vanish. You're no longer seen as a person. You're just seen as a function. You stop being John, who's funny and kind, and you become the guy who handles the finances.
The crazy thing is, the better you are at providing utility, the less anyone even notices it. Think about the Wi-Fi in your house. When do you notice it? Only when it stops working, right? Perfect utility is seamless, and because of that, it's completely invisible.
Okay, I know this can all sound a bit bleak, but this isn't about blaming anyone. It's really about making a fundamental shift in perspective.
So here's the key insight. Utility, that's the foundation of the house. It's the plumbing, the electricity, the solid walls that keep you safe. It is absolutely essential. But desire? Desire is the art on the walls, the music playing through the speakers, the laughter that fills the rooms. It's what makes you actually want to live inside that house. You gotta have both.
Which brings us to the big, critical question. Does all this mean that being useful is just a mistake? Should you stop being reliable and competent?
No, absolutely not. Usefulness is a gift. Providing it is a good thing. The mistake isn't in being useful. The mistake is assuming that being useful will automatically make you desired. They are two completely different languages. And once you understand that difference, well, that changes everything.